Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Welcome to the Infowars Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. It's December 22nd, 2014. Let's get straight into our news tonight. In a year plagued by many high-profile police cases, many questionable police actions, we're starting to see more violence towards police. Now, of course, the most likely way for an officer to die is still in a traffic incident, but now we're starting to see more shootings and other types of violence. And now we have a former assistant FBI director saying that race provocateurs are to blame for the new wave of violence against police. And this is Ronald T. Hosko, and he said that from race provocateurs looking for 5 minutes of fame to those in the media who wantonly mischaracterize and sensationalize recent criminal cases, to the government officials who have repeatedly made statements designed to undermine legitimate law enforcement efforts across our nation, it's time to re-examine your own words and actions and take your share of responsibility. And we talk about the officers' actions here at Infowars. We were criticized by the Washington sheriff, the Spokane sheriff, for being hate mongers and taking things out of context. We showed you the clip last week of the officer saying that they needed MRAPs and other type of military gear to fight the constitutionalists and people gearing up, people who have all these guns. Now the sheriff came out and said that he and his department, they're against the Washington version of the Brady Bill, and I do applaud them for that. They say, we don't want to take your guns, but meanwhile they're training their guys through the SPLC to go and view you, the constitutionalists, as a potential threat. And that's the issue, that's the disconnect. So yes, Sheriff, I'm very proud of you and your organization for saying, no, we're not gonna have any type of Brady gun-grabbing organizations going on here, but you're still training your officers that the general American public are to blame for these attacks and various things such as that nature. So when we talk about all the violence that goes on here, let's talk about some of the bad but the good things, because we talk about both when it comes to officers. And let's talk about some of the bad things first that we've seen officers do. How about throwing a flashbang grenade into the crib of a toddler, baby Bobo, who has $1 million in medical expenses after a botched raid, I guess is the best way to say it, a no-knock raid. Officers threw a flashbang grenade into his crib and blew half of his face off. And I'm also against officers like UC Davis. You know, they go out there and they pepper spray everybody peacefully protesting. I'm against things such as that. I'm against the Empire State shooting when they were after a single suspect opened fire and hit 8 or 9 people who were not their intended targets. I'm against those things as well. But things that I'm for, things that I praise the police officers about, how about in New York, where they gave a homeless man a pair of boots? I think that's great. And what about in Detroit, where the Detroit police said, go buy yourself a firearm, protect yourself. And then when they show up at your house, like we've seen in the reports earlier this year, they say, great job, Mom, for protecting your family against 3 armed attackers. Or what about the cop who was seen buying eggs for a woman of low income status? We respect those officers as well. So it's not all bad, doom and gloom. Yes, we have bad officers. We also have good officers. And we try to tell the most complete story that we have. But when we just completely disregard some lies and police brutality cases like we've seen, such as when we want to talk about what's going on in Ferguson, Missouri, particularly lies, when you talk about how they were tear gassing people and then lied about it, that's very much a problem. Or the police brutality where they beat somebody like Kelly Thomas to death. Those things are very bad and need to be brought to the general public, but there are plenty of good officers out there as well. So officers, do not let yourself be divided by these divisional tactics to get you, us versus them. Everybody's in this together, and we need to unite so we can go forward into a prosperous American society.
2015 is almost here, and with it comes those New Year's resolutions to finally transform your body the way you want it. There's a reason over 88% of New Year's resolutions fail. Make this year different by equipping yourself with Oxy Powder, the next level in cleansing the body naturally. Using super oxygenation, Oxy Powder, available through InfoWarsLife.com, gently cleanses the body while you sleep with easy capsules. Tens of thousands of individuals have used Oxy Powder to cleanse their body bodies and aid in their transformations. Even Infowars Nightly News Director Rob Dew has been using Oxy powder with incredible success.
Took it that first day, then I took it for 6 more days after that. 12 pounds melted off in about a week. I'd say a week, 7 days.
2015 can be different. Diet and exercise are important, but a lot of us have already tried that. Oxy powder flushes it out. Secure your Oxy powder at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139.